guys, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to play with, talk about, swatch, review, all of that fun stuff, do looks with the Boxycharm PUR palette. This was received in our March Boxycharm subscriptions. I have been playing around with this palette for a while now, and I am going to tell you my definite thoughts on it, as well as show you some looks I put together and some swatches, everything I said before. For all of that, there's going to be timestamps down below so you can watch whatever part of the video you would like. Usually in my reviews, I talk a little bit about the company. However, I've reviewed a number of PUR products, which I will link down below in the description bar. So if you want to see some of my thoughts on PUR or some of the info with the company, one of those videos will have it at the beginning. So what I will tell you is that you can buy this through PUR. It's not just exclusive to getting the subscription box. It will set you back $36 US, so it is a little on the pricey side, but PUR is one of those brands that is sold in Sephora, that's sold in our Shoppers Drug Marts in Canada that have the higher end cosmetic section. Are they sold in Sephora? I'm gonna have to double check on that actually. For me, if I was looking for PUR, I would always go to the Shoppers Drug Mart and find it there. This is described on the PUR website as a 12-piece eyeshadow palette in collaboration with your favorite beauty subscription box, Boxycharm. It says that it is versatile, pigmented, and transformative, from lightweight, warm matte shades of peach to a vibrant, I think they want to say vibrant, but they say vibrate blue or shimmery pink. This Boxycharm eyeshadow palette is designed to help you achieve a fun look that's going to make your eyes pop. Expect silky blendability and pure color intensity in 12 highly pigmented blendable shades that can be worn alone or in any combination for endless eye looks. That's really all they say about this. Now this does have a lot of fun colors in here, but these two are the ones that really stand out the most, that really bright blue and that sort of purple color there. And if you don't look at that, you're really in a sort of peachy, warm kind of shade range with this palette. You do get a black in here called Boxy Black. This does have micro shimmer in it. A number of these shades have micro shimmer, and as I do the swatches, I'll go through what I've found from using these different shades. So let's get into the swatches and then into the looks, and then I'll be back at the end to give you my thoughts on this palette. Here we go for our swatches. We start over here with Perfect, which is a nice matte light shade. We then get into Nakey, which is a matte melon shade, which is one of my favorites from the palette. We then have Belle, which is a matte pink shade, which performs very well, as well as Squad, which is a shimmer pink shade, which also performs well. Here we have Charmer, and here's where you can really see this is not the shimmer shade you expected it to be. It's more of a scattered shimmer, where the base color underneath is really going to show through. It's really just like adding glitter to your lids. We then have Alliance, which is kind of a gold that almost looks like a tarnished gold. Next to that we have Bay, which is another pink shimmer, which works quite well. And ATL, which is next to that, which I've not played around in too much, but seems to perform well. We have Duet, which is a matte brown, but is not the best, and I don't find it gets that opaque or blends particularly well. We have Mia, which is that beautiful vibrant blue with some blue micro shimmer through it. BFF is the matte pinkish purple. It also does not get very opaque, but it does blend fairly well. And then we have Boxy Black, which is very opaque. I think it blends fine, and it does have sort of a gold micro shimmer in it. So those were the swatches, and just before we get into doing the three looks, I have done these and filmed these a little bit differently than I usually do. I've not sat down and edited it yet, but I would love to hear your feedback. If you like this style of doing the eye looks, give this video a thumbs up, that will let me know, or just leave it in the comments below. And now let's get into the three looks. review, there are some things that I definitely like about this palette and some things that I find a little bit frustrating. I think this palette works out really well for doing monochromatic looks because you do have sort of matching shimmer shades in here. You get this great sort of melon color, and then you get sort of a matching pink shimmery color. You do get a nice pink in Belle, and then a corresponding pink either in that shimmer or in this slightly darker pink one. You can then play into the purple and up into that shimmer. The blue kind of stands on its own. And then you get sort of these coppery shimmery shades, which a lot of palettes have. So for me, I find a couple of things. I find you really need to use a primer that is going to give you some stick and some tack to it. Playing around in these matte shades originally, I was trying to do a look to test some things out, and I would pack the color on with my finger, and as soon as I started blending, the color was gone. And then I just kind of wiped my hand across my lid and all the color was gone. So you can't really use this very well on bare skin. It really does need that tacky kind of primer. And you're going to find differences between these shades. I think this blue works out amazingly well for being a blue, which can kind of be a tough color. The BFF purple shade, it's blendable, it's good, but it's hard to really build up to have a lot of opacity. I found it works best when you're sort of blending it out a little bit. The mattes I like. I do wish this matte was a little bit lighter so you could use it as a brown bone highlight, but at the same time, we have those in all of our palettes, so I appreciate getting something different here. This is really a scattered shimmer, and you're going to have fallout from it. From all of these, you're going to have fallout. So while I was doing my looks, I had my base makeup on already, but generally I would suggest doing your base makeup after you do your eye looks with this palette, especially with the shimmer. You're just gonna have all kinds of shimmer underneath your eyes. And with some of these brighter colors, they also have fallout, and then it's going to stain your skin a little bit. But overall, I think this is a really fun palette. I think if you don't have some of these colors in your collection, like I am in love with this blue, and I am in love with Naked, this melon color, because I have no colors like that. And for me, those are kind of the standouts. And then I don't mind these two shimmers here. So I guess about half the palette is the ones that I'm really in love with, and then the other ones are just fine shadows, but they're nothing new and exciting. So if some of these shadows really call out to you, they do perform well, they do blend well, you know, it's a good palette, and I do like the way that PUR makes their shadows. So that is my review of this palette. I would love to hear from you a couple of things. What do you think of this palette? You know, if you received it in a Boxycharm, if you've been playing with it, what colors are you really playing in? I also want to ask you the second question to comment on down below is, what did you think of the way that the eye tutorials were done in this video today? Because it was a little different, and I just want to see if it's something you enjoy or if you prefer me talking live in person going through the tutorial. Finally, any other suggestions or things that you want me to review, comments on my channel, leave all of that down below. I do try to respond to every comment that I get. If you've not yet subscribed to my channel, if you're watching this and it's the first Melissa Joyce video you have watched, you can subscribe by clicking on my face, and I will also put another of my reviews just over here so you can watch it and spend a bit more time with me today. I hope you have had a fabulous day. Also give this a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much.